All right, hello passengers. How are you guys doing? I decided to do a collective instead of the zodiacs for now until I'm able to get back on camera. And the plan is next week you guys should be seeing me again. So let's get into your energy. What I was getting before I got started was that I feel like a lot of us are going to be low-key about our plans or about the things we're trying to manifest, or even the things that we have going on. I'm sensing a lot of projects around a lot of us and a lot of strategic thinking, a lot of critical thinking, a lot of logic. This is a lot of earth energy, so a lot of pentacles if we had to relate it to the elements. I feel like a lot of you will be learning how to ground a lot more and relax a lot more. I don't know, the energy feels just so like closed in a positive way. You know what I'm saying? Like just very closed in a positive and relaxing way. I feel like a lot of you are going to learn how to be in that Nine of Pentacles energy, like spending time with yourselves, working on yourselves, not running around trying to fill an empty void by trying to make fake friends or just trying to have people around to fill those spaces. I feel like a lot of you are learning how dangerous that can be and how much it has delayed you on certain things that you wanted to get done. And with being able to do that too, though, I feel like you'll also learn how to allow things in or attract things towards you. So again, a lot of Nine of Pentacles energy. And for a lot of you who aren't familiar with the Nine of Pentacles energy, that's like the solo type of energy. In a sense, okay? So, okay, well, welcome to my newbies. Hello to my oldies. My name is Diamond, and you are watching Pretty Blind Eyes. The readings held on this channel are for entertainment purposes only. The discussions held on this channel should not be taken as literal advice. I am legally blind, so I do read Braille on my cards to decipher what they are, but I'm an overall intuitive reader. In the description box below, you can find several ways to interact with me, one of which is the availability to book private readings. I have some secret links that I shared on the community tab that will also be in the comment section for any of you who would like to take advantage of the discounts. This is pretty much a trial. I'm just testing the links out, but they will be used for members only, exclusively. They will be able to book their readings at that price just as long as they are members. But since I want to test it out, I'm giving you all an opportunity for the experience. So feel free to take advantage of that. And they are dirt cheap prices, but they are only pre-recorded, no lives yet. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do live-wise. I think I have an idea though. Okay. Thank you guys for all the love, support, gifts, donations, journeying with me and patience. Okay. So yes. So in addition to you guys keeping things low key and finding out your own ways of manifesting and protecting your projects and the things that you have coming in, it feels like also with it is money too that comes with it, and important contacts. So important forms of networking here that's going to come with it too. And so I also feel like this is also going to be a test on two different sides. Please follow me. Like on one end, I feel like the test will be if you have like a circle of friends or acquaintances, associates, or however you want to look at it. If a lot of them are on the same accord as you, they'll be in the same energy as you. Therefore, they won't feel any certain way when you get into this Nine of Pentacles energy, and when you're just like focused on yourself. They won't view it as you being distant. You won't view them as being distant. It would be something that is, what's the saying, what's understood that need to be explained kind of energy. But then on the flip side, you will also experience shifts with your friends and acquaintances or associates here where their true colors will show. Some of you will question whether someone or your friends could be happy for you. Is there resentment here? There's a lot of assessing going on within yourselves and amongst the friends that you have, associates, supporters, and all of those sorts of things, acquaintances, co-workers, associates, things of that nature. So if you put all those in a category, basically there will be some who will get it, and then there will be some that will show their true colors, and they'll just kind of like fall off, or they will try to challenge you. So be careful of that. And then on the flip side of that, you'll have some that will just challenge you and be like distractions. These could be mostly family members, is what I feel. Just be careful, because you're going to be in this allowing state. Any of the family members that come in can pull in negative energy into your world that wasn't there at first. So again, this is going to help you guys set your boundaries and protect your intellectual properties, your projects, and anything that you plan on, unfolding, unveiling, and transitioning into. And so just really, I'm hearing there's a strong warning for family, mostly to be careful of your family. But when it comes to your friends, co-workers, associates, people you network with, and supporters, there is just going to be a little more chaotic in that. Some will fall off, some will understand, some you will do a lot of introspection within yourself to see if any of them will go with you to the next level. They'll probably be doing that to you as well. And so I'm hearing the test of time, channeling. But I feel specifically with your family, the family will be just one way. They're going to be the way that they've always been. It's giving a sense of entitlement. It's giving a sense of testing your boundaries. And how can I explain this? So, unlike the friends, associates, co-workers, supporters, the people you network with and all those teachers, mentors, all those sorts of things, they are going to be set in their ways. So pretty much when they come into your world, just please trust and know that you're going to start to get reminded of certain things that you used to do that you stopped doing, and you slowly started letting them come back into your space. You're going to find that you have to turn that shit back on. You got to put that door back on the hinge, close that motherfucker, lock it, maybe deadbolt it too. I don't know. But I do feel like, their way is one directional, is what Spirit is saying. So again, when they show up, like let's say you used to like restrict yourself from answering the phone during a certain time of the day because you were taking care of this and that. So when family members call, this is the thing. This is the one thing Spirit wants you guys to keep in mind when it comes to family. A lot of times we feel so obligated to them. And because we feel so obligated to them, and because they don't ever have to really earn our love and earn our respect, they gain some sort of sense of entitlement eventually. And so then we always feel that we have to put them first, or we have to stop what we're doing to tend to them just because they show up. It's just all fucked up family-wise because of titles. And I always remember saying this when I first started doing my readings, that like a title is just a title. But they say everybody got a title, but do you know your name? And everybody got a title, but do you know what, like the role they need to be playing in your life versus what you're allowing them to do? So Spirit is warning you guys that if you don't start nipping things in the bud now, or just pulling that shit up by the root, actually, these people in your family, and those you consider to be family, because they are comfortable with you, and like I said, because they did not have to earn your respect or earn your time, they developed the sense of entitlement. And so they're gonna test you. They're gonna show up, and you're going to see that and nothing about them change. You're going to find in comparison to yourself that the reason why things became minimal, the reason why things was more under control, the reason why there was structure in your life when it was because you chose you and you created those boundaries. And the only reason why they weren't bothering you is because you had those boundaries up. And so they want you to be mindful of that. They want you to put them back up if you've let them in a little bit. Do not think that you could let them all the way in and things are different. Those family members are still going to be entitled. They're still the same way. And that's not just to blame them. Like, think about you as a family member to your granny, your uncles, your cousins, and all them. Like, really, the ones you're really comfortable with. Come on, tell me. You know you could comfortably walk into their yard. You could comfortably show up if they don't answer the phone. It just depends if they're out of town, if they're focusing on business, or if they're just chilling. we've all done it. We all feel like, I know we all have at least 2 or 3 people in our family that we're comfortable asking to borrow money from, or we're comfortable like just showing up, telling them what we need and how we feel, and we low-key expect for them to. Some of us aren't as extremely selfish where we just expect them to drop what they're doing, but we all, to a certain degree, we all have levels of entitlement to our family and friends that we consider to be family. And then eventually that turns into us abusing each other in a sense of feeling obligated when we show up. Like, and we probably always taught to be there for each other. And when we need to show up for one another and da 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 da, it just creates this whole false sense of entitlement that can stress you out, it depending on who you are in your family and what you're into in your family. And so you have to start looking at it in that way, like, okay, this is the pack over here of the family. Most of them do pretty much the same things, but then there's me. And because my life isn't like theirs, I have to understand that, I have to put boundaries up, because if I don't, they will drain me, or they will take away what I have, or they will steal from me, or they will blindside me. And because we're family and still have to be around each other, again, there's this, another thing, a false sense of forgiveness. We will still deal with family the way we would not deal with people on the streets or that we've worked with. We really don't have to deal with them the way we deal with family from the way we all were raised and taught. But now it's time to redefine that and find our identities as who we are without feeling like we're obligated to family. And that's like, Spirit is so huge on that right now for me to be lecturing you guys on that. So let's get some cards on it. But so yeah, they're warning you. They're telling you, go back to certain things that you had on lock and key, because your family is about to get real comfortable and they're going to test it. They're going to show up a little bit, see what they can get away with. Some of them may try to tempt you with your favorite shit, because I just feel like a lot of y'all family members finna be lonely as fuck. Like, a lot of them finna be bored. I don't know if it's because summer is coming in or what, but a lot of them are about to really try you and test you and try to pluck your nerves. They have not changed, and they want you to remember that. So they want you to show up for them when you can, and don't think that just because you had your boundaries up and they hadn't been around, that they hadn't been around because they learned to respect you. No, they hadn't been around because you had your boundaries set. And they're saying you have to keep it that way. Don't take that gate down. Don't change the lock. Don't change the code, because they're just waiting to get back in to just be the same people that they have always been. See, told you, 4 of Pentacles with the 3 of Cups and the 8 of Cups. Again, so they're calling you and warning you, like, it's certain things that you may think you should walk away from. You may be hard on yourself, thinking you were being too hard on your family. They're telling you, do not trick yourself into that shit. Do not. Page of Cups, Star card, Page of Wands, because what you're going to see is they're going to depend on you to entertain them, or whatever it is that they like, that they get from you, whether it's your light, whether it's your advice, whether it's that company that you give them, all of that. But they're going to need it more, because either, like I said, they're either bored, or either, because you let them in a little bit, they're going to try and try. They're going to try and try. And then they don't want you tricking yourself into thinking like, oh, they just want to spend time with me. Maybe I am being too hard. No, they need you to stay focused, passengers, okay? They need you to stay focused and do not fall for it. 8 of Swords, Hermit card. Which you also, Emperor card, which you also will find out too, is that, like, I see it, like, a lot of y'all are the champions for your families. A lot of you are the strongest in your families. A lot of you are very inspirational to your family, but a lot of them won't take it. Like, a lot of them won't really, enact on it or feel guided by it, but they do know that you're different. But there is maybe 1 or 2 people that you will influence and inspire. So you have to keep those people in mind. But this is generally in any kind of setting. Like, even in school, all of those students, by the time they reach 12th grade, the class number goes down, right? That's what I'm saying, because a lot of people aren't equipped to, like, even though they could see inspirational people, a lot of people don't allow it to inspire them to make moves. And then you have some people in your family that's going to be watching you, and because you do certain things, you inspire them, and then they're going to take those same sort of qualities, and they're going to incorporate them too. So you are teaching, but it's just not a large number of your family. So the guard that you're wanting to let down, that you feel to let down, trust me, it's from people that's not bothering you, that's in your family. It's not the ones that's knocking at your door, calling you. And this is how you can tell when it's about to get a little shitty and gritty, is because pay attention to around the times that they're calling. Pay attention to what you're doing when you're interrupted by them. And then pay attention to what they want when they are reaching out. I'm getting heavy leech energy. And you do not have time for that, collective. You do not. I feel like, because a lot of you are really building this shit on your own from the ground up. A lot of you are wanting to do it without it being tainted by any kind of previous programming from your family. And they're calling you to do not fall for it. Do not fall for it. You're going to be tempted to let your guard down. But some of you, I feel like y'all going to catch it. Some of y'all going to be like, y'all going to start to remember, like, damn, I remember why my shit used to be on Do Not Disturb. Like they be calling for nothing sometimes, or they're calling for something to inconvenience you and expecting you to put your shit on the back burner or incorporate them. But a lot of your family members are coming off as energy drain, energy vampires, for real. They really don't want much. Whatever they want, trust me, they're not going to do anything with it to pour back into you. Four of Cups, Three of Wands, Queen of Swords. Okay, so yeah, they're saying stick to your plans. A lot of you will end up with partners that will take care of you and keep and pour back into you as you do them. Now let me break this one down for you. See, Tower card. This is what you needed. You needed to shut some shit down. Change. You might need to change the lock and all of that. You know, for some of you, like I said, some of you, your family members got like extra keys and all that shit, just in case an emergency comes. If you don't fix that shit now, they're going to be abusing that shit, just going up in your house. You thinking they going in there because they need to, you know, it's an emergency. But no, if you let them get that comfortable, they're going to abuse even the little privileges that they do have that's supposed to be used for something more important. These people are like couch potatoes. I don't know who these, you know, but I guess I need to take heed too. But on the other side to that, there is someone coming in here that you guys, I feel like a lot of you, there's someone here that I feel like they're not at the top of your priority list. For some of you, this person hasn't come in yet. So let me explain it. Let me describe it so that you'll know it when you see it. There's going to be a person that's going to come in your world. You're going to know that this person is really nice. You're going to know that this person is really sweet. But for some odd reason, you're still going to be drawn more to chaos and negativity, or people that's demanding your time more so than you will this person. Why? Because this person is going to be of peace. This person is balanced. This person get their own money. This the person you can do shit with, but you have to see them. They're in your world, but you have to choose to see them by putting them at the top of your priority list. And it's going to take time and practice, because remember, some of y'all are starting or having to shift away from even letting your guard down from your family members. So then that's going to take some work. But be sure you have to train yourself to get used to this sort of partnership with this sort of person, because I feel like a lot of you do come from, chaos, and like you come from feeling needed a lot. Like, I need help with this, advice, and I feel like a lot of y'all had a false sense of purpose from your friends and family, because they need this and they need that. And even though sometimes it made you sad or frustrated you, it still made you feel like you were somebody. But do you know that the very thing that makes you feel purposeful with them needing you is the very blockage that's keeping you from finding your true purpose, right? Because just as long as you are catering and tending to your friends and family that need and want, it's giving you a false sense of purpose. Just like I said, they are putting out a false sense of entitlement, or well, not really a false sense of entitlement, a false sense of making you feel like you need to be obligated to them and indebted to them, you know? So be careful of that. Now back to this person. This person is God's touch or God's love or God's voice. Let me explain that to you. And what that means here is that, like, you know how hard it is to hear God's voice because the world is so loud, right? So you have to meditate. You have to do things. You have to get in that Nine of Pentacles energy, center yourself to even see what God's voice sound like to you, because he don't sound the same to everybody. It's according to your own uniqueness. So in addition to that, I feel like whoever this person is, because this person is by the grand design sent by God, they come in that same energy. So they're not going to be demanding. They're not going to be complaining. They're not going to need you. But every time they show up, though, I guarantee you, they're finding a way to put money in your pocket and theirs. They are the type of people that could have your back if you find yourself in a bind or hole. But here's the fucking catch to that. You're so used to everybody else being in a bind and hole and you helping them out that you don't even know what it feels like for no one else to be there for you. Again, so this goes back to how easy it will be for you to ignore this person. Not intentionally. I just feel like Spirit is saying is that you have them too low on your priority list. It's time for you to open up to this person and bond with this person, because this person got it. This person has enough energy to pour into you the way you pour into a lot of people that don't pour back into you. So they're warning you of that. And I'm telling you, like, I feel like the person, like when they text, I feel like you don't text them back right away, but then someone else could text on some drama or act like they're in distress. And you'll respond to them right away. And you need to ask yourself, what is that? Why is that? Why do I ignore peaceful people or peaceful situations, but I tend to chaos? I tend to people that interrupt me, people who feel entitled, people who feel like I have to be obligated to them. I respond or I engage with people who come with complaints and they want to bring you into their worries and their fears. But then you have this other person that's like going to work and they're so excited about whatever it is y'all could do together, but yet you're not really opening up. Now, I'm not saying force it. I'm just saying catch it. Catch it every time you find, like, let's say that person texts you, but then if you see that person texts you, but their damn message end up at the bottom of your messages, but then all these other messages from other people is of gossip and chaos, and I need this and I need that, or blah blah blah, and this person and this family member ain't doing. That should tell that when you notice that, you need to step back and pray and just ask God to help you become more interested in prioritizing peace. Because peace is what you want. And when these family members and friends that's like family act like that, it makes you ask for it. But then when God brings it to you, because you're not used to what that feels like, you think you have time. You think you have time to then deal with what's not making a lot of noise, when really it's like, this is one of my favorite quotes from Stevie Wonder. And I never forget, he used to say, people that really need your help won't ask. They're very quiet. They're very humble. Think about your neighborhoods, right? For some of you who are familiar with the people in your neighborhood and stuff, think about each person on that block, right? Who do you hear the least from? More than likely, it's the elderly, sweet woman. You know, she don't really tell her business. But then if you was to sit down with her and talk with her and really get to know her, you find that she probably got an eviction letter. She got to be out within a week. But because she don't complain about it, because she don't broadcast it and don't look for sympathy for anyone, you just wouldn't know. And those type of people are the ones that get overlooked. And those type of people are the ones that really need the help. And they would appreciate it. And they would pour back into you. So that's what this is about, collective, okay? That's what this is about. Final messages here for you guys. Yep, Six of Pentacles. It's time for you to reciprocate with those who reciprocate with you. Hold space for them, create space for them, and put them damn boundaries back up when it comes to those friends and family. I'm going to tell you how they end up creeping in. Again, it's because of family functions. Y'all know a lot of y'all about to have family reunions. A lot of y'all about to have family vacations and stuff, and that's how they're going to sneak in too. Some of y'all may have emergencies going on, where the family have to come together because people are sick and shut in, or they're in the hospital. And a lot of times those things can trick you, and then you could think like, damn, we do need to spend more time together, da 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 da. And that's beautiful and that's fine, but do know you still can do that with you don't have to just let everything hang out just because this and that is going on. Still keep your boundaries and still have your priorities and still let them know. Yes, this situation is going on, but I still need my respect and I still need y'all to give me my space, because a lot of y'all are empaths. So a lot of y'all absorb energy. Let me give y'all a quick example. My mom came over Sunday. And, it was productive. Like, she helped me do the YouTube room. I'm getting everything straight with that. That's why y'all not going to see me until next week. And eventually, we started catching up, and my world is not like her world. I'm in the virtual world a lot more because I do YouTube, and most of my friends don't live near here, and I don't really go out much around my local area because the things that I like to do, there's nothing around here to do, and the environment I live in is, it could get a little ratchet. So she's out there, like, she goes to work, she visits Granny. She's very familiar with what's going on in the community with the neighbors, the cousins, she's still involved with that stuff. So when we were catching up, that's all she had to share with me. That was a complete and total contrast of what I had her help me with. And so I had to, I'm still regrouping from that. But even through that, she was fussing about a certain family member. And this is how wild it is, y'all. She was fussing about a certain family member. And she did, when she left, she said, oh, I'm sorry if I, drained you or whatever. But I think she even realized she needed to transfer it and dump it off on someone too. And she realized that's what she did. And then she got a little clingy too. And I understood one part of it. She just liked my energy and wanted to spend time. But unfortunately, what she was bringing to the table did not measure up to what I had going on. So it took a toll on me. And that's what they want to warn you guys about. Like, they may not mean any harm about it, but you're wiser. You're the empath. You have to understand your inner workings, Nine of Pentacles, introspection, self-assessment, and even being able to assess those around you and who will pour into you and who's there to do whatever. And you just move accordingly. You know what I'm saying? So when I decide I'm going to do whatever with my family, I actually kind of mentally turn off that energy of being able to channel and all that kind of stuff, because I know after listening to them doing whatever, it'll be hard for me to shift back into doing readings and tapping into that sort of world. But anyway, the person that she was talking to me about, I feel like I told another one of my friends, I feel like she came over and kind of dropped those nuggets off in my house, because then the next day, my niece come over about the same person that my mom was like venting to me about and worried about. And not only did she come over about him, but it was concerning the same thing my mom was fussing about to me. And I'm like, oh my God, she attracted this into my home, so I have to reset my home and everything. I'm still recovering, but it's heavy. But the only way you'll know yourself is to go through these certain things to learn it. And so now I know, if I need help with anything, I need to be able to put my foot down and say okay, but sometimes we feel like we owe people, if they do something for us, we feel like we have to, give them something back. But again, that's conditioned. That's conditional love. And yet family expect for you to love them unconditionally, but they're the most abusive to you because they feel like they're entitled. They only demand things, and things between you and your family is only conditioned because of entitlement, because we always raised to just be obligated to our family just because they're family. They don't have to live up to that title, but because they have a certain title, whether they garbage, trash or not, you supposed to steal because that's your mama, that's your grandma, that's your... No. So it's time for us to redefine that, or we'll take those hits and then we'll get sucked right back into what they have going on, and we'll become that. And we're working so hard to evolve so many generations of that. You have to remember who you are, like the last reading said, collective. Like, you're different from your family, so it's going to take a lot of energy to do what you do, and it's going to take a lot of you doing things a lot differently in order to shift your family into a higher level. Otherwise, it's a lot of them and one you, and they will suck you back in if you're not careful. Okay, especially with that negative energy. But all right, my name is Diamond. You're watching Pretty Blind Eyes, and I'll see you next go around. Bye, passengers.